Hey, everybody, welcome to Shut Up and Listen. I'm here with Tiffany. Tiffany, how are you today?
I love that question, Bree. What an interesting question. Thank you for not telling me how I am today, but giving me the opportunity to tell you how I am.
Hey, that's what we're talking
Side
about
note,
today.
friends, we're talking about helpful things helpful quote unquote things people say that actually hurt. And yeah. Anyway, we're gonna get into it.
Well, yeah, and to be honest, it's we were like, we've been so busy with things and just life has been lifing, which is that
Mhm.
title of this episode. And it's that middle part. It's okay, we are moving forward. Both of us have had major surgery. We are taking steps forward in our
Yeah.
health journey. But there's so much of this in between healing and not, it's not, we don't know the guarantees or what this fixes or how much it's going to
Yeah.
help and what it's going to mean. And the recoveries are long. These are big things that have happened to us. You had double surgery not that long ago. So it's like life is just lifing and it's
Yeah.
tough. And people don't have they don't have they have expectations. And so when they're like, oh, you look great, you got to be doing so much better, like, I'm just smiling through the pain. Maybe you should ask me
Yeah.
how I'm really feeling. We
Yeah.
talked about this. We've talked about this a little bit in the past, but I feel like we're kind of living in it right now.
We
A
are. We
lot,
are.
a
For
lot,
sure.
right?
Mhm. Yeah. We're living in that space where we have been lucky enough to find a medical provider that believes us
Hmm.
and
They are out there.
has taken steps forward to remedy at least part of what is harming us. And that gives us hope. And it gives us the energy to keep moving forward and to keep, you know, doing our best to protect our health and prevent further damage. That's my motto is protect and prevent, for both you and I, probably a lot of what we've got going on will never get cured. It'll never
Hmm.
completely go away, but can we protect and prevent? And so that's my motto. And I feel like we found providers that can help with that. And so there's a lot of hope. But at the same time, we're really complex in the things that we've got going on. And so when we have the wonderful golden retriever friend that comes up and, oh, are you all better now? Are you all better now? You look so good. And it looks like da 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 da. And you're like, okay, well, yes, today I am feeling better. But yesterday I felt like crap. And I know today I did a lot. And so probably the next 3 days, I'm gonna barely be able to function. But yes, I am feeling better today. It's like it's a double-edged sword, and your poor golden retriever friend that comes up to you so super positive with those helpful statements that actually hurt. You don't wanna, like, break their heart, but also you wanna be
See,
like,
listen,
"Yeah,
that's the thing. Okay, okay, that's the thing right there. Okay, so we don't want to hurt them.
exactly, yeah,
This is the thing. Well, look at us. We're going through a lot of crap. We're healing. We're getting better slowly, tiny little steps. Every little tiny micro win is a win, and we'll
yeah,
take it. And yet here we are protecting other people's
mhm,
feelings.
yep,
And so it's this really weird, at least for me, it's a very strange thing, because a lot of the times they'll be like, how are you? Or I just give them what they're looking for, right?
yeah,
I'm not being honest with you because you don't care about it. I don't think that
mhm.
you care about it. So how are you doing? I'm great. I'm fine. I'm doing better. Better. Thank you so much for asking. And that's all I'll say
And
to them.
most people can't handle
They don't really want to know.
what they don't really wanna know, and, like, it's truly only your inner circle that truly has the capacity to want to know, right? Like, most people are just trying to make it through their own day with their own issues, and
Right.
if you're like, "Hey, person I see once every 2 or 3 months, well, I'm blah, 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 and this is wrong and that is wrong." then they're like, oh,
Sorry, I asked.
asking, see you in 5 months. Maybe I'll hide my head. It's just not that kind of friendship either.
Mhm,
And I think sometimes that's hard to remember because we're living in it every day.
mhm,
And it's hard to just go, oh, yeah, I'm fine. I'm great. When everything hurts and you're exhausted and you've got, multiple doctor's appointments this week and scans and lab work and you're kind of scared and whatever it is that each person is handling, um, you know, there's only a certain number of people, a very small part of your circle can handle that
mhm. It's
or
true.
even wants to handle it.
Or even wants to or really cares. So there's
Yeah.
the ones that I'm just like, yep, I'm doing much better. Thanks. I
Mhm.
don't say I'm great, but I just say I'm much better. Thanks for asking.
Thank you for asking, I think is nice. It is nice that they ask, right?
Right, exactly. And
Yeah.
I'm not going to overload them with all the things. I do think though it is important. Here's the part when they start their sentence with you should be,
Mhm.
you've got to be, things must be. So now you're
Having tried.
yeah. Like, no, it's not. You gotta have lost more weight. Nope.
Mhm.
I'm
If it's
just
got should, got to, have you tried? If it's got those phrases in it, like
Mhm.
inside you groan. You're like, "Oh, here it
But I
comes. Here it comes."
literally had someone in a meeting this last couple weeks when they asked me about like what happened and where what I'm doing with my health now. And they were like, this was a one-on-one conversation where they were really truly asking me.
Mhm.
And I explained, what I went through, and they found a tumor and they had to remove it and they did it, whatever, all the stuff. Because they wanted to know. And I was like, okay. And then this is the priceless reaction while I'm telling her this, female, and then this is what I'm seeing her do. She's just doing this like, well, and she's like, was that really all necessary? I was like, what?
Was it really all necessary? Wait, what?
Yeah, there are other ways besides surgery to heal
What?
yourself.
What?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what to tell
What?
you.
No.
Yeah, it really truly happened. It's a real thing. I've had some really astonishing, jaw-dropping moments with certain people. I'm not going to point them out. They're people that I work with or have conversations with, and that was the my jaw just was like, excuse me.
The
Um,
wellness miracle healing stuff has gone just way too far.
it
Just
is way too
way
far.
freaking too
And
far.
let's be clear that like the things that people have, and I agree with, I think there are some, I I
Elements of
I
truth.
take
Sure.
elderberry, I take black seed oil when I go out and I am around a gazillion people and I've touched some things and I know I've washed my hands and I'm still really worried about picking something up. I'll take black seed oil. It's
Mhm.
oil from a cumin, and
Let me guess,
it
it's oil
is
from a black seed.
it's from, yeah, it is black cumin black, yep. So yes, absolutely.
Sorry, there had to be a little bit
It's
of a
okay. But I do that because I don't want to let my body get sick. And I know that it'll help, like it immediately boosts my immune system. And I do that, which is great. And it works great if I'm
Yeah,
keeping myself from getting a cold.
sure.
But some of those things don't work when there are real serious things that you need to get fixed.
Mhm.
Whatever they were saying, I had a bicuspid aortic valve. There was no tapping, meditation,
Yep,
potions, lotions, pills,
yep.
anything, attitude
Yep.
adjustments, smiling more that was going to
But
ever
Bree,
change it.
the body knows how to heal itself.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So I think we got to a point where people just think that those are the magic, some
Yeah.
magic wand. I was watching a TikTok. It's the only magic wand that I want that actually works.
Wait, does it vibrate?
No, it well, That too. No, no, this one you can buy this one on Amazon. It is a magic wand that you take the handle off and you put your credit card in it, and then you screw the handle back on, and then you tap to pay with your magic wand. And it still takes money out of your account, unfortunately, but it does tap to pay, and it makes it feel like you're a princess and you've got a magic wand. This is the only thing that I really want one, but my kids would probably kill me if I walked out in public with it. I'd have to have like a wand holder. Yeah. But it's like, we are not at that point. We are not at that level. We still have things, and there's things that have to be fixed that we have to have done first.
It's a privilege. Like, that point of view is a privilege, because it's telling me that you have good enough health to where those things do help.
Yes.
Right?
Like,
if you've got good enough health, then yes, a good yoga session totally takes stress and tension away. And if you've got good enough health, yes, that green juice is just gonna, boost you to the next level. And if you've got good enough health, then whatever feel good thing you're doing just boosts those feel good hormones. Absolutely.
But it's not the solution.
And when you
think
don't
people
have
need
good
to
health,
differentiate.
it's tough. Yeah.
And so when we don't take your, I know that you want to help, and I know that you're offering, and I know that, and now that I've had surgeries and I'm moving forward, and everyone's like, oh, you should try this, you should try that, da, 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 da. I'm like, I know some of those things will be really helpful in assisting to get me to, where I want to go, but I still need to look at the medical side of things and move forward. And it's little things. So I want to move us into
one more thing before we move
ahead.
forward. Onto that privilege of good health. A lot of these things people say you should take, these supplements, these drops, these whatever, can damage your kidneys and your liver. And for you and I, who already those systems are taxed, they're already having a hard time, they already need as much love as we can give them. We cannot put these substances in our body that tax our kidneys and our liver and our heart and whatever systems are having trouble that have to filter this stuff out. We can't tax those anymore because they're already working really hard for us. And they're already challenged, and we're already having difficulties. And I think that a lot of people don't think of that. Like, these actually can be toxic to us. They're hard on your kidney. Like, I can't even take ibuprofen.
Yeah. I
right.
can't either.
And so therefore, a lot of these supplements would damage my kidneys even more. And so that is just another thing I want our beautiful friends who are well-intentioned and very into wellness and supplements and all of that to think, when you are saying you should take, guess what? That could harm me more. And thank you for your offer, but no, thank you.
Yeah. I have to read all the ingredients. I have to run it all through the things. And I talk to my doctor about it beforehand. And I know they recommend that anyway, but they don't really say that as much out loud, the out loud part that we need to be saying more. And so I do take certain things. I will take some immune boosters, and I'm adding collagen to my protein shakes now because I need extra collagen to help my body heal. And I'm making sure that it's okay. And it's not interfering with all the other things. And I forgot to take my Eliquis this morning, and I just realized that while we're talking. So I can't take it now. It's too late because it's a 12-hour thing. Anyway, but we realize a lot of these things. And so don't be offended when we're like, that's just not for me. It's not that we don't believe in what you're doing and that's what you've got going on. But we also have to protect the function of our organs that we do have. It is, even just going through surgery has put more, my kidneys are been yelling at me. They're like, hey, can you stop? And can you please appreciate the fact that I'm working my ass off over here right now, please? And so we're going to give it up for National Kidney Day. So
whoop, whoop, whoop. National Kidney Day.
That is today. And so we're going to appreciate the hard work that our kidneys are trying to do. And they need time to recover. So I'm sure if I did my labs, my labs probably aren't as great on my kidneys right now because they just went through surgery and they've had a lot of stress put on them. And all those little tiny things, like they all say, oh, it's just a little bit, but we all know that just a little bit a lot of times is a lot.
Yeah.
So we have to be really careful. Let's get into our wins, like little tiny wins. So I had a win. My first win was showers don't wear me out now, which is huge for me.
That's huge.
Yeah, for some reason, even a 10-minute shower would
Oh, yeah.
literally wear me out. I
That
don't
can
know
be
if
so
it's
exhausting.
the heat
Yeah.
and just I would get out of there and I would be like, I can't even move for 15 minutes. I would
Mhm.
wrap my bathrobe around me and just sit and be like,
Yep.
okay, I just gotta let my body rest because that was so intense.
Totally get it.
Okay.
I think a large part of it is the vascular dilation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
has to be. It's my
it's
body just was like,
mhm,
whoa, but it stopped doing that.
mhm.
So that's a
Yay.
big step. And then I trimmed all of my toenails yesterday. Now, okay, right? You're like, wow.
I feel like this would be a coffee mug and you're drinking. I trimmed my toenail.
There's no toenails in this coffee, I promise. But I did.
Oh, and can you imagine if it's a coffee mug and then there's like little ceramic toenails like glued to the bottom?
Oh my God, that would be amazing. I'm working on merch, so you never know. It could happen. It was something that I was like, my toenails are getting long and I need to trim them, and no one will trim them for me because none of my people like feet around here. So, and I wouldn't trust my son to do it because he would just be like, "Meh," and I don't know. And I actually trimmed them myself yesterday. It was such a big deal for me because I've had all these surgeries and I had all this water weight. So trimming my toenails was one of the hardest things that I had to do. And I would be like, I got 3 of them today. So yesterday I trimmed all my toenails and I gave myself a little pedicure and I was so proud of myself for that. And so it's little itty bitty tiny. Like that's like I haven't been able to do that in a really long time. It's like been such a struggle for me. So yeah, so that was like, so am I getting better? Yes, I'm getting that's a micro win for me. And I'm like, it means that things are moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
But am I better? No, I'm still holding on to things, but I'm doing more and getting better. And it's not going to be just snap my fingers and everything will be fixed. It's going to be a slow process as if this is even what solves it. Like, and here's the other thing too. It's like, yes, things have changed a lot. I'm feeling a lot better. I don't feel like I'm holding as much water, but then I'm like, well, they removed it. Okay. Inside Bree's brain. I removed a tumor the size of my fist, so I figure that the water is just starting to fill the void now. So that's why I don't notice
it. But is your void half full or half empty, Bree?
Exactly. So like that's my brain. Sometimes I'm like, is it getting better or is it just filling in the empty spaces now? Which I know it doesn't work that way, but I'm just like, oh, now it's gonna like go in all these empty spaces until it starts to overflow again, and then I'll go back to where I was. So I was like, so it's crazy. It's crazy.
That's
so
crazy.
Tell us what wins have you had?
Okay, so as far as surgical healing goes, I'm about 3.5 months out, and I am wearing jeans and sometimes with a belt, and it is not
huge
irritating my scars as much as it would before. Like it was miserable before. So I'm like, okay, getting into my regular clothes, and some of the swelling is going down in my belly. There's still some swelling in the belly, but it's going down quite a bit, which is nice. And my blood pressure is even.
Wow. Because that's a big deal.
Yeah. Even just a couple weeks ago, I was still swinging pretty much, like between 140s and 110 systolic and, 70s to high 90s diastolic. Still big swings, but now I'm staying in the 110s, 120s, staying in the 70s, 80s. Nice. I was getting orthostatic quite often as well before, and that seems to have evened out. So that's a huge huge win. That
Yep.
means surgery was successful. That was the point of the
Wow.
surgery. And that's a huge win. Now, I have a lot of other stuff going on that we're still trying to figure out. Fun fact, to those of you not in the United States, our healthcare system is so effed up. I have new insurance now. New insurance started with the new year, and the earliest I could get in with a general practitioner is April 28th. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
really?
I'm not kidding.
Oh my
Yeah.
word. That
GPs
is
are in high demand, and so a lot of them taking new patients,
Mhm.
especially, I personally am limited in the kind of insurance I can get, just money wise. And so doctors that will take my insurance,
It's
that
hard
will
to
take
grab.
new patients. Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
not even a doctor, it's an NP.
Oh, okay.
But sometimes NPs are, they'll take a little more time with people.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
fine with we have PAs,
Okay.
so physician assistant,
I think they're
and
similar, nurse practitioners.
yeah, I
I
was gonna
wonder what the
say
difference
pretty.
is, but yeah,
I
they're
I don't know, another semester maybe or something. I
yeah.
have no idea. So I see a lot of PAs, and I'm fine with that. Like my PCP is a technically a PA, but she's in charge. Like I don't see anybody else but her.
Yeah.
But I went through something really interesting, because the whole family and first of all, I've already maxed out. I got a letter. I've already maxed out my deductible for the year because I spent a week in the hospital
What?
and I had major surgery. So lucky me, I've already maxed out our family deductible for the year. So we're like getting everything done. My
Oh.
son's getting an insulin pump. He's going to have foot surgery. We're like let's do it all.
Yeah.
Right. And so we're getting him on some things and helping him get better and getting his diabetes and under better control. I mean, it's better, much, much better than it's ever been.
Oh,
But
good.
he's still, going through and getting him an appointments. But my daughter, who's married now and is on her husband's insurance, she's like, I'm going to take the day off so I can make doctor appointments. And then I called her and I said, are you getting your doctor appointments made? She's like, no, because I don't know if I should go to this one, if they cover my insurance and da da da. And she's going on and on and on and on and on. And I said, all right, I got to stop you right there. Let's just be clear, because this, I think, too, is the first of the delays in proper care, and it is yourself. And it is I said, honey, you're not having a problem finding somebody. You're having a problem of making an appointment where you could see a doctor that could tell you something you don't want to hear. So she's really concerned because I have a bicuspid aortic valve, which is hereditary, and she needs to go in and get tested to see if she has the same thing. Now, will it ever mean that she has to have open heart surgery? She may never have to have it. It may never affect her, but it could. And it's something that they can monitor and keep an eye on.
Right.
So, and she also wants to have kids. And I'm like, all right, well, you should go in. So I think
scary.
We wait, and when things can be caught early and we can get the right, then we wait so long because we're so scared.
It's, she probably has a ton of trauma from watching you go through what you went through.
I'm
I
sure
know
she
when
does,
my
yeah.
best friend died of breast cancer at 39 years old. And then my doctor, within a year of my best friend dying, is like, okay, you need to get a mammogram. I didn't. And that is the most stupid thing when your best friend dies of breast cancer, to not go get your mammogram. Like, that is absolutely stupid. And, it took me probably another year to actually go do it. And I was taking myself kicking and screaming. Like, in my head, I was kicking and screaming doing this. And it wasn't, the boob squish thing is annoying and all of that. That's not the scary part. The scary part is what if, and somebody I love just died from this.
Exactly.
And if I don't know, then it's not real, right? Like, there's a little bit of that. If I don't know that it doesn't exist, it's not there. And so probably your daughter's trauma just is, it's her brain kicking and screaming, going, I just don't want to know. I just don't want to know. I just don't want to know. Because if I don't know, then I don't have it.
Right.
And logically, we all know, not knowing doesn't mean it's not there. She knows it too.
Mm-hmm.
But, there's a part of her that's probably like, what I don't know won't kill me, but yes, it will.
And she broke down crying, and she's, Mom, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Is that I'm just so scared to go in and hear something I don't want to hear. And I'm like, but you know what? You saw me go through it. I've been through a lot, and I got through it. And you're stronger and tougher and younger than me. And you're going to get through it. And I'm going to sit there and be there with you.
Oh,
you saw me go through it. I know you saw it was really hard. It's still really hard. I'm still getting better. I said, but I got through that as a, much older person than you. And you're going to be okay. We're going to go through this together. And whatever they say, we'll figure out, because everything is figure outable.
Yeah,
that shit's tattooed on the side of my leg. It literally is. Everything is figure outable. And so thank you, Marie Forleo, for that. And so that's the first step, is actually just getting out there and saying, and getting those appointments and finding out, and then never taking the crappy answers and pushing when something is wrong, and pushing until you find someone that finally listens. And then the recovery is, everybody likes things in a tidy little box. And so, and it's never that way. No. I don't know why this surprises us. And so recovery is not linear. It's not this, we're just cruising around and it's getting better and better and better and better. It looks more like this, it's more like a heartbeat where it's up and down and up and down. And I think that we have to understand this, because I'm telling you, the fatigue, the tiredness that I have had, and it's just been 4 weeks for me now.
Yeah.
I'm still tired. And it's like having a kid. Yeah. And you go through childbirth and you're like, I think I'll have another one. That wasn't that bad. And then you go and you're like in labor and you're like, oh, this was bad. What am I thinking? And then you start to forget again. So I went through open heart surgery. I wanted to go back like a week or two later, which I tried to do. And I was like brain fog, nothing. Like I was exhausted and I couldn't focus on things, and things felt overwhelming a lot of the time. And now I just had surgery again, and I'm like, but this is a piece of cake. This is nothing compared to open heart. And yet I still am exhausted, and I'm still not giving myself time. I've got to heal.
You had organs removed, Brie. It is a big deal.
Did.
And here's the thing too, like comparison is the thief of getting better. We all know people that pop out babies and they're like, boom, my body is back normal. And, I'm a week later.
I hate those people.
Jumping around, and I went back to yoga class and blah, 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 blah. Where like pregnancy was really traumatic for me, and I was very high risk. And at that 6-week point after my son, I'm like, how does anybody go back to work at 6 weeks? There is absolutely no way.
Right.
And, everything still hurts, and I still feel like I got run over by a Mack truck, and my boobs are cracked, and and my body is just not happy. And so like, I never had that bounce back body after pregnancy either. And so there are some people after surgery, they bounce back, like their body just is a bounce back body. And that's great. And funny thing, the clinical trial I'm in, almost everybody else has had that bounce back body and a great experience, because it's not a super traumatic surgery. But for me, it was very traumatic. My body did not bounce back, multiple complications. And, I'm still recovering 3.5 months later, and finally getting in a place where I'm seeing the benefits of the surgery. So I think we also have to be really nice to ourselves as we're recovering. If we are complex people with complex issues, we are not going to bounce back the way other people do. And our doctor's going, oh, in 6 weeks, you'll be able to go back to work and you'll be fine. And 3.5 months later, you're like, I still can't, like my brain fog, and I'm exhausted and I still can't function. How, like 6 weeks, I definitely wasn't functioning. How is this? What's wrong with me when the doctor said I should be better at 6 weeks? We just also have to, like you said, not only is it not linear and go up and down, but sometimes it goes back on itself a little bit, and you're like, oh, having a good day. This is awesome. Nope. Let's go
20 steps
backwards.
back. Yep. You got to
Yeah.
go. Yep. Oh, I totally understand that. Cause that's why I'm like, I'm doing so much better. And then, oh, am I really, am I imagining this? You
Yeah.
second guess yourself
Oh, yeah.
constantly.
Oh, yeah.
And I like to call it, it's just, I have health fatigue.
Mm,
I have health fatigue. I'm so tired of explaining it
yeah.
to somebody new. I'm tired of not being listened to like I'm an absolute moron on my own body and how I feel.
Mhm.
I am so tired of making appointments that take me 3 months to get into. I'm tired of all of the gazillions of tests. I mean, I understand that we have a lot to do, a lot of tests and all those other things. I'm just tired of explaining it to people. I'm tired of just making any kind of decision whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I just started because and not to be mad at people about it, but they're like, is it helping? Is it working? Are you losing the water weight? And I get it because they're excited for me because they've seen me struggling and they just want the best for me.
Yeah.
And they're so hopeful.
Yeah.
But when then I have to answer, I don't know, or it's really too early to tell, to be honest with you. It's way too early to tell.
Mhm.
Like I said, micro wins seem to help me, but
Mhm.
there's always that, what if, like, should I have hope? Like, is this going to be it? Or is it just going to be, okay, now what's the next thing I have to figure out?
Yeah.
And there's this hopelessness sometimes that it's not ever present, but it creeps
Yeah.
in on me almost daily, like
Yeah.
just a little bit. What do you do? How do you deal with that? Do you?
Good question.
Yeah.
I think a big part of it for me has been taking a little bit of an activist, micro activist, right? Like with my little Instagram and my
It's
little
not
this
little.
podcast and um and even trying to have a sick sense of humor about it. I think of Rebecca, our dear friend Rebecca, who
Mhm.
passed away from cancer. She had this wonderful, dark sense of humor
Mhm.
about what she was going through. And I think it really helped her a lot, to
Mhm.
be able to talk about it and laugh about it, and that's what I've been trying to do more of. Okay, I'm going to talk about it. But I'm gonna try to be a little tongue in cheek, bring a little humor into it. These are serious topics and people don't always want to sit in the really heavy serious. So can we laugh about it a little? Can we make fun of it? But honestly, I also am probably a little OCD about, I probably perseverate. Like most of my podcasts that I listen to are either health related or politics related. Like
Mhm.
that's what I'm listening to. And I'm not really interested in much else.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if that's good or not because both of those are very heavy topics.
Yeah.
But it's what is making me feel most connected, making me feel less alone, making me feel more sane is hearing, Christina Applegate has a podcast. She's got MS with another celebrity that has MS. And they have a podcast. And sometimes their podcast is about health and sometimes it's just them shooting the shit. There's these Australian psychiatrists, I don't know. Anyway, that they both have MS and they do a podcast. And I just love listening to them mainly for their accent, but also they have great information because they
Yeah.
also have the mental health perspective and the significant physical health perspective. And then I listen to doctors and so anyway, I think those are things that are helping me right now. But I am probably a little obsessed. Like I should probably spend more time on work. I just love researching this health stuff. Like I'm
Yeah.
more than so I'm probably perseverating and a little OCD on health right now. So I don't know if that's healthy.
I hear you. I haven't been listening to a lot of podcasts. My guilt I do my one of my guilty pleasures is I do watch The Pit
I wish I don't have
religiously.
HBO. I need to get it.
I am absolutely they've touched on some really incredible topics, really hardcore, in your face, tough stuff with SA and a
Mhm.
kit and going through with a nurse that is
I've seen the shorts.
designated. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was
So
so
good.
powerful. They have another one that's a mom who's got cancer and is dying, and she's just like I have and I can so relate. Not that I'm at in any way, shape, or form at that position, so I don't know all of it, but I do understand the fact where she's been home hospice with her kids and her husband, and she got to the hospital because she's a death doula and all this other stuff. But
Mhm.
she's at the hospital, and it's just becoming it's so much, and the part that I understand the most of that situation is she is so tired of making it okay for everyone around her,
Yeah.
and she just please just let me go is
Mhm.
kind of where she's at, and she doesn't want to let her kids down, and she doesn't want to let her husband down, but she's tired of always smiling through it all.
Yeah.
And I so can relate to that portion
Yeah.
of how we and this goes back and ties us because I like bows. This ties us back to the beginning of where we started with this, and how when we respond to people, they're like, how are you? Or you're feeling
Mhm.
better, right? You look so much better. We want to make it better for the people around us. And
Yeah.
instead of like sharing all the crap and unloading everything, which we don't want to unload all the time. But
No.
if you're really truly asking, and we'd love to have the support, we instead go, I'm okay. I'm doing better. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. And
Yeah.
that is kind of that full circle where we won't always tell you how we're feeling because it's just easier that way.
Yeah.
And that's
Because it
too
can be very
bad.
overwhelming.
You can. It
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
So I like to, you know what I mean? I like to tie it up. I like to bring it back to center as we
I
kind
love
of
that.
wrap things up here. But yeah, that's, and that's how I feel a lot of the times. And so if you really want the answer, just ask, how are you really?
Mhm. Really. Yeah.
How are you really? And then we'll give
Mhm.
you the answer. And if you don't care, don't ask.
Or it could be it very like let's say you're texting a friend and you don't want to pile stuff up on them and whatever. You're texting a sick friend. It can just be, "Hey, I'm thinking of you. Want you to know you're in my thoughts, you're in my heart. Please don't feel like you have to respond.
Yeah.
Just want you to know I'm thinking of you and I hope you're doing well. If you need something, I am here. But please don't feel like you need to respond."
Mhm.
I've done that for people that have lost a loved one. I have done that for people that are recovering from, traumatic health event or people that are just in it, like, just, "Hey, I'm here for you. I know you're probably having a hard day. Here for you, thinking of you. Don't feel like you have to respond." And sometimes that's a really loving thing to do,
It is.
you
I
know?
agree. I'm just checking in. Wanted to tell you I'm thinking of you, and I'm holding you in my prayer and in my heart. And don't feel like you have to respond to this. Just know that I had a moment where I wanted to reach out, and that can
Yep.
be so powerful. We want to hear your stories, your struggles, and be a support community for you. And if you have questions, or you're looking for help, or you don't have anyone to talk to, and you want to tell us how you really are feeling and doing, up in the corner, I don't know which, is a
For
QR
me, it's over
code.
there.
And for me, it's over there. So there you go. It's there. And join our community. We'll put the links in the chat. Thanks, everybody, for joining us today. Thank you, Tiffany. I love these sessions. We have so
Me
much fun
too.
together. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.